Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
How to market your service business in a market downturn. If you've been around long enough, welcome, my Internet Explorer friend. It's yet another episode where we're going to be talking about creating diverse recurring revenue streams to skyrocket your profitability and ensure that your business remains 100% bulletproof, even during market downturns, even during sweeping lockdowns, or even if they tell you it takes 14 days to flatten the curve. 3 years later. So if you're passionate about doing the work you're meant to be doing and living an inspired life while you're doing it, you're in the right place, my friend. My name is Prosper Taravinga. I'm a Melbourne-based marketing consultant, and I work virtually with small to medium businesses, coaches, and consultants who would like to build a brand that they're proud of and create a lifestyle that they love. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, what is this guy on? What has he eaten? Or what hasn't he eaten? I'm hungry. Fantastic. I have fun. This is my podcast. Do what I want to, be who I want to. So obviously we just came out of a very crippling pandemic. I mean, obviously, depending on what time you're listening to this show, I can bet the bottom dollar that you are probably going through some sort of market downturn, or there's some sort of global pandemic. Whether you know it or you don't, markets are always up and down. And a lot of coaches come to me and say, oh, I can't afford to be doing my marketing. You know, you see what the economy is looking like. It's always going to be like that. There was the Great Depression. There was the, all this inflation that's happening in the marketplace right now. There was the, what happened? The big one that happened, in 2000 when all the internet websites went down. All of that stuff. There's always something happening in the marketplace. There's always a war. Right now, there's probably one in Ukraine or in Bujumbura. Maybe you know of it or you don't. You're wearing the colors or you're not. Guess what? You should just focus on you and how you're actually going to create for and relate to your audience. The rest of what's happening in the world really doesn't matter, all right? So we're just maybe going to talk about, the most recent events and to show you what other people did to actually come out of these economic downturns and how you can actually prevent your business going down in the event that the market just decides not to show up or to go up or whatever is happening in the marketplace. I don't even pay attention. I don't even listen to radio. I don't even have social media. So all I know is what's in front of me. People buying from me. Have I identified my target market? Have I clarified my message? Am I a trustworthy advisor to those that are going to be paying me money? Okay, so we've had the full impact of the last pandemic, and it's still unknown. Whether some businesses are going to open up or not, because of that economic downturn. And some people are still wondering, should we or should we not? And things of that nature. Not only has the business environment changed, customers have also changed, the way they buy and how they deal with businesses and things of that nature. So we're going to be touching up on that, just so that your business remains 100% bulletproof. So consumers and businesses are actually worried maybe about their jobs, about their finances. So all the purse strings are so tight, they're actually going to break at any moment. So a lot of cities, a lot of countries have suddenly been, sort of slowly started opening up, and they've been locked down for quite a while. And there's pictures of on the internet. If you look it up, Some countries actually had wildlife roaming in the streets. That's how dead the streets were because everybody else was socially distancing and working from home. So a lot of service businesses who usually have to touch the work that they're doing in exchange of money may not have actually gotten a good ride because not a lot of people were requesting for their work and they were deemed non-essential. So a lot of service businesses have been hit hard as their client demand has disappeared virtually overnight, and it's taken 3 years to literally get it back on track. And a lot of people normally don't have a business to go back to because they haven't created the systems, the processes, and everything else that's needed in order for them to have a business that's profitable and enjoyable. But that's not you, right? You, my internet explorer, you have a business. You have, you've identified your market. You've clarified your message. You know the media of which you can reach out to your audience. You even know what you want your target market to ask you to do for them, right? I'm speaking to the right people, right? So when we're faced with difficulties like this, it can be challenging to know what to do with your marketing activities. I know firsthand that whenever the economies of scale start tipping towards the low side of things, the first thing to go is usually marketing. And we've been at the receiving end of all of that because when some people cannot justify a spend, they look at it as an expense, whereas it's actually an investment. So this is me actually talking myself out of a job by giving you all these strategies that you can actually adopt during an economic downturn just to keep your business afloat. Because once you are in a position to look after yourself, hey, why would you need a marketing person for, and things of that nature? So like I said, I'm gonna be sharing several steps that you can take so you can adopt this rapidly changing and unique market environment. First of all, you need to understand who you're gonna be selling to, and you need to align your marketing objectives towards them. That way you're not just spraying and praying with your marketing. Even though people are being given health information or health advice, they still need the kind of healthy stuff which actually makes their body tick. The ones that are on the internet right now is not helping anybody because I think it's actually depleting people's health. Or if people looking for wealth strategies, okay, this might be the best time because we all know, according to Warren Buffett, it's he says that you gotta be greedy when everybody else is fearful, and you gotta be fearful when everybody else is greedy. So right about now, everybody else is fearful. So if you're a wealth advisor or things of that nature, you need to actually be on the forefront, letting people know that, hey, this is a time that you need to be in the marketplace and things of that nature. Now you see what I'm talking about, right? And usually, if you're a relationship sort of advisor, you also want to be right in front of people's faces. You know why? Relationships are usually the first thing to suffer, especially when there's an economic downturn, because people don't understand finances, and then spending budgets are sort of cut, and then people feel like they are being, sidelined and things of that nature. So all coaches, all consultants, your consulting, your training, your information, your expertise, or if you're going to be invited to be a paid speaker, you really want to be utilizing this time when the market is in its downturn to literally go out there in full force so that you can create for and relate to the audience you're going to be, demanding money off of. All right. So some of the things that I'm going to be talking about are more relevant to your business situation and circumstances, and some might not be. But I encourage you to don't touch that dial. Keep it locked into the online prosperity experience, because it's important for you to choose the one that actually feel best to your situation and best aligned to your marketing objectives. That way you are not just doing random acts of marketing. You're literally doing things that are going to be moving the needle in order for you to create a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And if you implement this and you believe that they have the most significant impact within your business, you, my friend, will actually be winning while your competitors and everybody else in the business is just in awe of what it is that you've actually achieved. And if you want us to implement some of these things for you, obviously you can reach out to Live Long Digital, and we'll be more than happy to help you, really create for and relate to your audience. So these are the simple steps that you can actually take for marketing in an economic downturn. The first thing you want to do is research your target market and competition. All right. Everything that you're going to be doing in marketing stems around your clients. These are the people that pay you. These are the people that, stay with you, and they're loyal and also refer, business back to you. So if you get it right, you, my friend, would have a fair chance in surviving any market downturn. You see, because when market conditions actually change, there's a fair chance that the wants and needs of your target market will be changed too. We noticed during the lockdown, people no longer needed fuel to go anywhere else. You know why? Because they were staying within the confines of their own home. So if you're a fuel distributor, obviously the needs and wants of your clients change. But hey, it doesn't mean that you could not sort of pivot and do something else, aligning with where the market's, needs and wants are. So it's critical for you to understand what your ideal clients want and need right now, okay? What used to work yesterday doesn't work today, okay? How have your pain points sort of, how have their pain points and challenges changed in this time, and what sort of solutions are most important to them in this new normal, in this new market environment, okay? So just look at it. Let's say you're an app developer. If Apple changes its operating system, whatever app version you had last year is no longer going to be working. So look at your systems and processes. Are you still relevant to the customer needs of today? Okay, so you want to reach out maybe to your past clients, survey your email list with a list of questions, and you want to also publish a few check-in posts just to gauge the mood of your followers on social media, all right? Because even though demand has dropped away for certain types of services, there are also opportunities to create new services that can actually shift to maybe an online presence, unless you're a roofer. Of course, things like that are never gonna, need an online setup, but you can actually do remote consultation where somebody can actually go with their camera and show you where they want you to work and things of that nature. You just gotta look at the lay of the land and see how your service can actually fit in to the way of life that people are now, using or requesting your services. So this can also help, you with market research, and it will provide you with the valuable insights as to what opportunities are out there that your team can, get their hands on, and also monitor your competition and see what their offers are, and if they have changed, and if you can actually match and marry your services and products according to this sort of adjustment. Hey, why not? Why invent mediocrity when you can copy genius? All right, I'm not saying you should go word for word and things like that, but at least if your competition is doing something different, hey, it might be working, and you might as well utilize that. But make sure you're measuring and tracking your key metrics. All right, what doesn't get measured usually doesn't get done or doesn't actually yield any sort of results. All right, so during market downturns, the first thing that is at risk is your revenue. All right, so it's a very, very important for you to start cutting on unnecessary spending, and that's the reason why I said at the start of this podcast that a lot of people look at what they're paying for and what their outgoings are, and usually marketing is usually one of those things that they sort of remove from their daily expenditure. But you want to make sure that you are not removing your client generating marketing activities no matter what. All right, so look at some of the things that you might be paying for. When things are good, you end up paying for somebody to do your PR, you end up paying for somebody to edit your podcast and things of that nature. You might want to cut off things like that are not income generating, but your lead and client generating marketing activities, you want to make sure you've got those down packed no matter what. And if you can actually bring them in-house and train your staff to constantly be generating leads, that would also be something that you need to look into, because when it comes to market downturns and things of that nature, you don't want to just cut off your whole marketing spend and then limit yourself from accessing new business that can actually help elevate you out of that market downturn. So as such, before you actually make any decisions on where to cut, it's essential that you know where your leads are coming from. Okay, who is actually paying you the most, and who would you want to maintain, and who's got the most lifetime value? Because the best way to understand your marketing performance is if you're measuring it. All right, so you want to track, you want to review your key business metrics and review where your most recent clients actually came from and analyze how they heard about you. So you ensure that you have maybe Google Analytics or the G4, the new one. And if you haven't got that in place, ask the team at Live Long Digital to help you install that onto your website so you can see which sort of marketing channels are driving the most website traffic. Okay, there's no point in you just showing up on Google and you're not actually generating that traffic into customers that pay, stay, and refer. And you want the customers to be the right kind of people with the right kind of pain, that your problems can actually, solve. All right, so you want to align your marketing spend to the channels that are actually driving a lot of traffic to your website, and cut spending in channels that are not bringing you any leads, because some of the marketing that we do is all vanity marketing. Look at me. What is actually pushing the needle towards you generating traffic? And if you don't know how to find this information, go to the acquisition menu in your Google Analytics and then click on all traffic and then go to channels. That will show you exactly who is your golden goose. All right, so you also want to review your social media insight pages, your email marketing statistics, how many open rates, and is it worth it, and things of that nature. And your sales funnel conversion rates should actually also identify the other opportunities so you can improve the return on your marketing investment. Okay, because it is an investment at the end of the day. That's the reason why we show up every single day, so that we can work with you to develop a strategic plan so you can constantly attract and get new customers. Okay, and once you're there, one of the things that you want to do is consistency. Consistency in marketing is one of those things that no matter how bad your product is, people will end up just knowing about it somehow. Okay, so you want to maintain a consistent presence. Okay, if you've spent a considerable time and money sort of building your social media, building your own media assets, I'm talking your blog, your podcast, your anything that you've got direct connection to your audience, okay, then you don't want to let the audience that you've built go cold. All right, out of sight, out of mind. If people don't hear from you, they'll just think maybe you closed off shop and you no longer operating, and nobody's gonna come and try and resuscitate you, give you mouth to mouth. I don't know how that would happen with B2B. How do people give you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation or whatever it is? All right. So do not give your your business the do not resuscitate sticker, especially if you're not in front of the audience, because if you're not in front of them, how are they going to know you exist? All right. So you want to ensure that you continue to engage and you're nurturing your leads, so that when the marketing conditions improve, they will remember the wartime heroes, okay, where you're there for them when they needed you the most. All right, and then you'd have a warm list of people to actually market to. And I also noticed during the pandemic, a few people were buying coupons from restaurants just so that they don't die. Okay, so you want to get to that position where people will just buy in advance whatever your services might be and book you in advance, so that when the market sort of turns around, you will be the first person that they go and cash in with. And that also means that, they are actually voting for the existence of your business. So you want to send regular emails, post on social media, engage with your followers, and you want to collaborate with other businesses to increase your visibility. And if you haven't sort of started networking, you might want to start with the Live Long Business community, where you'll find like-minded people and actually earn trust, with other people in your industry before you actually start asking for the sale, all right? And it will be far easier for you to generate growth and, just get your business momentum back. If you're still top of mind, when your prospective clients are ready to buy again. it actually lessens your marketing spend if people know about you. You know what I mean? You don't have to shout too loud. You literally just have to show up and be like, hey, would you like fries with that? Okay. And talking about fries with that, you want to see if you can pivot or introduce new services, even it's like in a relationship. If you just keep doing the same thing, it becomes stale. All right. So you want to mix it up a little bit, make it fun. All right. So you want to use the target market research information that you've gathered and identify if there's new services that you can introduce. If you're a health coach, 9 times out of 10, the people that are coming to you for health advice might have marital issues. The reason why they're eating too much or eating too less is because maybe their husband is not appreciating them. So you might actually have a relationship avenue that you can combine your health and relationship advice there. Or they're eating, unhealthy because maybe the money side of things is not well looked after. What is their money mindset? Look at that. As a coach, there's so many avenues and so many things that you can actually work with, with people. Don't just go with your core offer. Listen to what people are saying and then use that information to identify if there's new ways for you to actually be of value to those people, okay? Because if somebody starts getting healthy and they no longer need your services, guess what? That retainer goes. So it's in your best interest to actually make sure that you have sort of become like an octopus, 8 tentacles, all right, on just the one person. You want to make sure that you've got more exposure with a few people. That way, you get to know them intricately, and you can actually sell a lot more to people that know you already. All right. So let's just say, for example, are there any new sort of service packages that you can create at a lower or higher price than you can offer today? You know what I mean? You can chop up your, high ticket offer so that you can only just give a little component of it and people can actually test it. Or you can actually expand what you're offering right now and actually charge higher prices for that. You know what I mean? There's so many ways you can skin this cat. All right. Or, can you create maybe service guides, courses, workshops, programs that you could actually create and share your knowledge to other people online? You could actually start creating products for prospects. Oh, this is a good topic for another podcast. All right. Stick around for that. Products for prospects are the things that before people trust you, right? They need to just get something. What are those things? This could be checklists, a few courses, workshops that people can then be like, I think if I then pay $50,000 to this person, they know what they're talking about, all right? Or maybe alternatively, there are other services, maybe what your industry is already providing that are appropriate for you to switch to or promote, be an affiliate. Just don't not have anything. I don't know if that's good English, but you get my drift, right? So whatever services that you choose to maybe add on, bottle on, improve, switch, focus on, just be sure and design your offers based on the insights from what your market is looking for right now. Because you want to get clear on the future that your customers want to buy, not the features of what you're selling, all right? Because customers will tell you the future that they want to buy, and guess what? You just have the systems, processes, and tools to deliver that, okay? So at the end of the day, just run it past one of your past clients or maybe a business associate and gain feedback before you actually launch it, all right? Because you also don't want that that remorse of launching something and nobody actually needs it because you thought people want something. You could be wrong. You know what people are looking for in life? They're looking for solutions that will make them happier, richer, thinner, and better than other people. What have you got in your toolbox, in your arsenal to actually improve other people's lives? Because I think it was Will Smith that said, if you're not making somebody else's life better, then you're wasting your time. Okay. And one other thing is, I think Einstein mentioned this as well. If you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, that is insanity, bro. All right. So you want to use alternative, different distribution channels. Okay. When markets are down, all right, usually all roads that lead to those same things are only sort of driven by those people that can pay the most to acquire new customers, all right? So when markets are down, it's usually an uncertain time where events, sort of get canceled and people are not going out, and you want to consider how you can deliver certain things cheaper, better, faster, right? So now, let me tell you, with the advent of Zoom, I literally don't even need to go and see somebody unless they're cutting me a $50,000 check. Like, for real, bruh. I'm never going to go and see anyone just out of, the love of it, okay? So online teleconferencing tools and virtual coffees, you can literally start doing that on Zoom. They're a great way for delivering your training, your services to your clients without you having to get stuck in traffic, wasting fuel and causing climate change, if that's a thing. All right. So you can actually create a private Facebook group and run live group events, or you can actually do Facebook Live. All of those tools are now at our disposal. So if you've introduced maybe webinars or, summits and things of that nature, you can use a few platforms, and there's platforms like Eventbrite where you can literally start advertising to other people that were never in your circle to start off with. All right. So there's so many, other things that you can do right there. So without further ado, we are 25 minutes in. What else haven't we talked about? You also want to maintain existing clients, okay? Whatever is happening, especially during a market downturn, those people that already know you are the people that you want to keep, because they will spend a lot more later if you look after them, during times that are hard. So if you've got clients who have been seriously impacted by whatever is going through at that time, let's just look at the last thing, pandemic. People like travel agents. I had a travel agent that we just suspended their marketing, but we didn't cancel their projects. Hospitality businesses, event venues, anything that they cannot be making money, you can just maybe, put their invoices on ice. Then it's important to actually just show empathy and keep the lines of communication open, all right? So you want to reach out to them and just have an honest conversation, find out where they are and what's going on. It may be better for you to actually maybe agree to a reduced service offering, discounted fee, or maybe just defer their payment altogether rather than lose that client, because it costs so much money to gain new clients than it is to retain the ones that you have. And if you have actually looked after, others, boy, will they, give a limp in order for them to defend your business. So you can also generate some serious goodwill for your business in the process if you're able to actually help your clients and show understanding when they need it the most. And your clients will remember who helped them during the time of need. I told you, they remember the wartime heroes. And if you negotiate to find a win-win outcome, they'll actually you actually have a client for life, right? So don't just wait for others to engage and ask for you this favor, because a lot of people might just sit back and be cautious about marketing in an economic downturn, but there's no need for you to approach it in such a way, if you aren't hearing from your audience or from your leads, reach out to them. All right. Instead, your marketing tactics may actually include things like, increase the frequency of your emails that you send to your list, comment on social media, show up and tell them you can help them by actually helping them, run free webinars, show up more often on Facebook groups or live, or try and see if you can do Instagram reels or TikToks. Just show them that you are there. All right. They just want to know that. All right. Send DMs to your followers, who you see that are highly engaged with your content. Call your past clients and check in just to see if everything is okay, and if there's anything that you can do to help. Run a competition or follow or reach out to connect with new connections on social media. All of that stuff, all right? That in and of itself just boosts your presence online, and it also helps you boost your value proposition, all right? At the end of the day, I just know that you've got this, all right? You know what? I often hear service-based businesses or coaches tell me that they're too busy for marketing, and they seem to find, they can't seem to find the time to keep up with their client pipeline when it's filled up. We call those feast or famine, all right? When things are good, everybody's like, I don't care about marketing. But when things are bad, that's when everybody's out there, marketing and things of that nature, okay? You could also spend this time, upskilling and learning something new and you want to help grow your business in the process. I know that whatever is happening right now, these too shall pass. All right. So remember that this economic downturn will pass. The market conditions will return back to normal. Are you going to be on the right side of history? While it may feel uncomfortable now, just focus on some of these practical things that you can actually adopt and keep serving your valued customers. All right. I just know that you've got this. I know. But if you want to take this a little bit further, why don't you schedule a call with me so that we can work hands-on with you and literally develop a strategic plan, and then we'll deep dive and work through your ideal client clarity, because it all starts with the right client. If you've got the right client, you've got a business for life. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I know your real goal is to help your clients. You want to spend as much time as possible changing people's lives and solving people's problems, all right? So leave all that strategic messaging, and consulting offers and fees and pricing and also business model optimization to people like myself. I really want to help you set up your marketing engine and lead generation system so you can consistently attract your ideal clients. All right? Wouldn't that be nice that you are now running a business that's profitable and enjoyable, and you, my friend, are actually, having time and freedom all in the same sentence? Let me tell you something. You don't need to sacrifice your income to do what you love. You literally can have both. All right. Let me walk you through my simple process and how you can literally stay afloat in whatever economic condition, in whatever pandemic that might be declared in the whole world, in whatever market downturn or any sweeping lockdown. I know you've got this, but I just thought I'd remind you. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au